Hey guys, so got a nice little horse today, Arabian, I think gelding. The feedback that I've got from him or on him is that he's quite small, quite stocky as well. He's got a thick neck, strong back, strong legs, and a equally strong personality. And they've been training him up to do some jumping as well. And I have seen him go around the course at 100 miles an hour with his head and neck all the way up in the air, and he is able to jump very high for his size. The people here at the stable were saying, is there anything that we could do with him just to calm him down? Probably on the flat work in terms of the riding, not getting too excited going up to the jump. And being able to, just be a little bit more, not responsive, but a little bit more engaged with the rider. So rather than just point him in the direction, hold on for dear life, is there a way that we can start to get him to a level where he's waiting to be asked to go over the jump and still maintain some kind of composure in between those jumps. Obviously, if we wanted to fix the whole thing and hand over a finished horse, I'd probably ask for 3 or 4 months with him, but I'm not here to do that really. I'm here to fix a few of the issues. It's nice to get out with the horses and work with them. And the only thing that I can do with him, let's see how it goes as always, but I'm just going to see if we can fill in a few gaps for him in his mind. Haven't lunged him, haven't worked with him, I've never desensitized him. I've got a big red flag with me today. I've set up a few poles initially because I'm just going to go straight ahead and start working the poles. He knows how to jump. He's seen poles before. I don't know whether he knows how to lunge yet, but we'll figure all of that out in this session. So stay tuned and let's see where this goes. So what is it that I'm going to be doing with this guy? Right now he looks like he's kind of fallen asleep. And not really overly reactive or anything like that. He seems like a pretty chilled horse. That all might change when I ask him to move and start going over some of these poles. Ultimately, before I even start, the first thing that we want to do is establish a little bit of respect. When I say go, you go. So I don't want it to mean when I say go, you explode and take off, and me drag you to a stop. No, when I ask you to move, I want you to move off to the left, I want you to move off to the right, I want you to turn, yield, I want you to be able to stop and face me and just, stand chilled when I'm not asking you to do anything. And obviously the way that would look at the end is that when he's trotting in between the poles and when he's trotting over the poles, hopefully there's no change of pace, there's no change of shape, there's no change of gait. If we can get him to trot over them and to walk over them, I think that's a good first step for today, and then we'll just finish off with desensitizing if we're able to get to that level, and then put him back in the stables and maybe do a little bit more work, maybe a bit of groundwork with him tomorrow, or maybe a bit of groundwork and some riding. So let's see what kind of horse we've got here today. So reminder to myself to use the horse's name. So this horse's name is Najm. Najm in Arabic means star. And I think he's called Najm because he's got a star on his forehead there. He's a bay horse, but with a white star right in the middle of his eyes. I like him. I used to know his mother. His mother was quite a feisty mare, but I loved her. Really, really nice horse. Okay. So levels of pressure, it's going to be point in the direction that I want him to go, cluck, cluck, and then just keep increasing that pressure until he takes a step in the right direction. Here we go. Point, cluck, cluck, raise the flag. Okay, bit reactive to the flag. All right. So initially he's going to be a little bit messy. We can see that he's avoiding some poles, going over the middle of some poles. He jumped over this one. Okay, pretty quickly. Opa. So a little bit clumsy maybe with the feet. Not paying too much attention to where his feet are going. That was better. Good boy. So not too bad. Yeah, that's something that he's going to be able to fix for himself every time he taps that pole. Probably doesn't feel super comfortable, but hopefully he's intelligent enough to start picking up his feet and paying attention to these poles so that he's not bumping into them. And the way that I'm going to help him understand that is when he does, let's say he goes over 4 poles without tapping a single one, I'm going to stop him and let him just relax for a couple of seconds. So there, I was going to let him go, but he did tap that one a little bit. That's 2. That's 3. Nope. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. So stop him. Chill. Just give him a couple of seconds. There. Blew out there, starting to chew and lick. So he's got himself back into a nice or a relaxed state of mind. So I'm going to point. Very good. So this is a different side. So I'm going to assume, or we should assume, that it's a different horse. So again, he's cantering, jumping over these. And imagine, if these are just poles on the ground with no rider on his back at a slow speed, and he's choosing to jump and canter, imagine what's happening when he's doing 30, 40, 50 centimeter jumps on a course with a rider on his back. All these issues, you just should take whatever issue you see right now, multiply it by 100. It's kind of a good way to look at things. Multiply it by 100, and that's what you're going to get under saddle. So I'm going to make sure that I minimize these issues as much as possible before we get on his back and start to do a little bit of the flat work in the riding and a bit of the pole work. So good, I like that. He properly tripped over that pole. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to ask you where to go, show you where to go. Your responsibility is to look after your own feet. Good. I don't mind if he keeps tapping his legs on those poles. Yes, yes, please start looking, yes. And I feel he's quite heavy on my hand. Doesn't have a lot of feel, a lot of, let's put it down to understanding of what the halter means. But all that will improve in the next couple of days. That's good, that's good. No, that's not good. So 1, 2, 3, starting to chew and lick. 4. Stop. Good boy. Give me a chance to put this back in its place. Give him a chance to chill. Think about what just happened. Get himself balanced mentally again. Okay, just chill. There we go. Relax. Waiting for him. Oh, he's starting to blink his eyes, get a bit soft in his eyes. Just waiting, maybe chew and lick. There we go. Okay. So now that his mind has calmed down again, I'm going to ask him to go. So point. So I love how he's picked up that when I point, I'm asking him to go. I don't even need to raise the flag. So you're telling me that you are intelligent. and that we can work together. Hey, Najm? So I see that Najm's bottom lip is pretty relaxed at the minute, which I absolutely love. Okay, so starting now, we're gonna make sure we stop him after at least 4 pulls where he doesn't touch. Good, that was 5 pulls. Good job, boy. Let's go this way. Good boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay, good boy. So each time I'm gonna, well, I'll build it up depending how I feel. But at least 4 pulls in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good boy. Point. Terrible. 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Well done, buddy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was nice. Good boy. 1, 2, 3. Nice. 4, 5, 6. I like now he's paying attention. 7, 8, 9, 10. Up, up, up. No need to get overexcited. No need, bud. Good boy. Good boy, Najm. Okay, we ready? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2. No, I might start to bump him a little bit, make him feel a bit uncomfortable when he starts to tap those poles. Bump. That was nice. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 1, 2. Come on, look to the inside of the circle. Good boy. That was a bit of a stretch there, so for him to clear it. Good boy. Well done. You did a good job, Najm. You're a tough guy, aren't you? Hey? You are a tough boy. So honestly, I'm really conscious of the fact that I don't really want to work him so much. I'd love to get the most impact with the least amount of effort possible. So what I might do is, typically what I would do immediately after this kind of an exercise is go ahead and desensitize him. But I'm not going to do that with this guy. What I'm going to do is I may start off with as an exercise, sort of sending him in between me and the fence, which always, again, not always, but most of the time gets horses to feel a bit trapped, that they're going in between a space between me and the fence, and I'm squeezing them into a space. It gets them to be a little bit worried about what's going on, so they end up, even if I'm asking for a walk, they end up trotting, you know. Let me just double check that you've got it in frame. So there's the fence with the pole. I may even, depending on how this goes, I might leave the pole where it is, or I may choose to stick it to the fence. So, point. Very nice. Yield his hindquarters, switch hands, point. Okay, yield the hindquarters. Good boy. Just asking him to go. There. Good boy. Point. Nice. Excellent. Point. Excellent. So if I find that at this distance he's able to calmly respond and just walk over that pole, what I might start to do is get a bit closer to that fence to make him feel a little bit more trapped. Very nice. So you can see he starts off walking, and then when he's in between me and that fence and there's a pole underneath him, he decides to trot because he feels just a little bit of extra pressure. Good. Good boy, Najm. Good boy, Najm. And the reason why I chose not to desensitize him is because I did have a feeling that we would be able to get through this exercise relatively easily. And the plan is that I start to desensitize him once he's really good with this, which I feel that he's almost there already. I'm going to start to desensitize him as he's moving. Make it a little bit more challenging for him. See if he can figure it out. Good boy. But I'm not going to do that right now. I need him to understand that he has got the right idea. This is all I'm asking for. Good boy. I might make it a little bit tighter. Okay. Let's see if we can make it even tighter. Okay, so that's where definitely he felt a bit trapped. Good. So this side he does feel a little bit less secure than this side. Good boy. So we're gonna just repeat this process. Keep repeating, sending him until he's walking calmly on both sides. Good. Well done. So there we go. You see that one? So that one, he really dropped his head and just walked very slowly through that, and immediately his eyes are telling me that he's falling asleep again. That means he knows he did a good job. We both know you did a good job, bud. Okay, so might increase that pressure a little bit. If you do decide to try to do this, I would highly recommend that you desensitize your horse before you attempt this, because I'm probably going to mess things up a little bit. And that's fine by me, because I think he's intelligent enough to understand and figure out that I'm not going to hurt him at all with this flag, even though I'm moving it a little bit. So there, he ignored the flag. You see how I'm waving it? I'm going to release, even though I actually meant for him to move when I lifted up that flag. At the same time, I actually want him to get a little bit dull to it. I don't want him to react to me raising that flag. But when I give him a bit of pressure on that halter and cluck, cluck, change my intention a little bit, he should be able to feel that and respond. Good. That's okay. Needed a little extra confirmation of what I was asking for there. And he made me take a step towards him. Good boy. Good boy. Hey. Sorry. Kind of random movements for me, but I don't understand that this doesn't mean anything. May even actually let him sniff it. Hopefully you guys can see from that angle how curious this guy is. So if I put this next to him, hopefully I get him to bend a little bit more to figure out, see if he can figure out what this is. See how he's coming towards it, and I keep moving it away. There you go. So this does not mean anything, pretty boy. Try it from this side. Good. Now I ask you to go. That means go. Now he's confused. Absolutely normal. Good. So I do see that his neck kind of really does, don't know what the term is, but it does curve upwards. Good boy. Okay, now I'm going to really bring down that pressure, bring down my energy, and let him walk. So we went through a little bit of if you think of it as an intense section of the session, of the communication. And then when I go back to being sort of quiet and just asking him very respectfully and very politely if he would be willing to go, it just feels, get away from, that's it. It feels so much easier within him just to be able to do this. So there's so many ways of getting this done with horses. So now what I'm going to do, definitely just going to go ahead and desensitize him a little bit. Oopsie. I may remove this so I can stay in the frame of the camera, allow him to jump around. so that he doesn't feel like I'm taking away his instinct and his right to be able to defend himself. If he wants to defend himself, the way that he's initially going to do that is by running. You know, horses are very peaceful animals. They do not want conflict. Good. Blinking, I'm going to move it away. And again, back in the old days, I used to do it in such a way where, you know, it was interesting for people watching, and quite intense from the horse's perspective in terms of introducing the horse to something. So it used to always be sort of immediately go for, you know, waving that flag at them jumping around all over the place. I mean, it's not wrong, because you do get the job done much quicker, and they figure things out. If you've got good timing, good feel, you can get the job done much or very quickly. But then again, on the other hand, as I get a little bit older, I like the fact that I'm growing as a horseman. That it really isn't about me and how cool I can make this whole thing look. It's about becoming, you know, joining his world, being allowed to enter his world in the smoothest, most polite way that I can. So if we can get this done without him moving his feet initially, for me, that would be great. If he still feels like he needs to move, that's fine. Now he's nibbling at it. So I think he's sort of accepted this. There, I'm already touching him. So that was a smooth, polite request from my end to ask him if he would allow me into his world and allow me into his space with an object that was quite scary to him just a couple of seconds ago. Tells me that the approach that I've just taken with this horse is spot on in this particular instant. I could make mistakes later on, but in this particular instance, his response and the way that he's taking this is telling me that I've done a decent job. So I'm going to start to sort of not smack him with it, but just throw the flag on him a little bit now. You know, if I was a horse, I'd be thinking, okay, he's waving the stick at me. That means he's going to hit me. That means I should raise my head and probably take off and prepare to defend myself. But he's not giving me any of those signs. I think you people watching right now can tell, right? So I'm not going to do more on this side for now. Allow him just to relax. So now it's a different eye. Good. He takes interest. I release it. He takes a bit of interest. Oh, he's not bothered now. Good boy. I'm going to go down his neck. And now I'm at his withers. Without any sort of response or feeling from his side that he needs to protect himself. Okay, good boy. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thanks, buddy. At the same time I'm doing this, I'm just checking for spots on him where he maybe twitches a little bit and a little bit unsure at me touching him in that place. And right now, this area here, just underneath his tail, or where his, I don't know what this is called, but anyway, his butt, just under his butt. That felt a bit twitchy. Now it feels pretty good. Okay, I'm going to increase that pressure a little bit. See if he'll tolerate that, and He's willing to trust that I'm not going to hurt him. He's twitching, he's thinking about moving. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. Just going to keep moving with him and then just release it. Touch him again. Good boy. So he felt the need to move, you know. The right to protect himself. And I didn't take that away. What would it have looked like if I did take that right away? You know, I would tie him to a post to stop him from being able to attack me if he needs to strike out at me if he needs to bite me if he needs to, and most importantly, to move his feet and run away if he felt like he needed to. Okay, so that would be restricting his movement, taking away his right to protect himself. The opposite of that is this, giving him a loose rein, giving him all the freedom in the world, and introducing the scary object to him in such a way where he doesn't really feel super threatened. If he did feel threatened, he would be prancing around left and right and going around me in circles, and you know. But here it's just enough pressure that he's like, okay, I may need to move a little bit if you don't mind. I'm saying absolutely I don't mind. You go for it, man. You tell me what you need. Good boy. Good boy. So, we got that bit done. I may put this down for now. And what we're going to do is ensure, because one thing that I need to be certain of before I get on his back is that he's able to move with his hindquarters bent. With his hindquarters crossing over each other. Yeah, I don't want to be on a horse where, you know, there's plenty of horses that I get on their back, and if I try to yield their hindquarter, they'll fall over or trip over themselves or won't be able to stop. So to do that, I'm just going to yield his hindquarters. So pick up on the inside rein, keep my left hand a little bit high, and walk towards his hindquarters, like that. So there was no cross there. That's a cross, and that's a cross. Cross, 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 cross. Good boy. And then I'm going to rub him to a stop. Go ahead. 2, 3, 4. Good enough. Can you come over here? Good boy, Najm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To me, that doesn't look like he's worried about me moving his hindquarters, and he seems quite balanced, which is good to know. Let's try this side. So this side, less willing to yield the hindquarters, as you can see. Look at that, a little bit more defensive there. So I'm going to release after one step. On the other side, he was a little bit more willing to cross over those hind legs. On this side, there we go. He just felt a bit more comfortable keeping his legs separated to protect himself just in case. 1, 2, crossover. That was nice. Good boy, Najm. It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. 1, 2. More than good enough for me. So what's the other part that we need to make sure that we've got as a good foundation before I get on your back, Mr. Najm? Is definitely flexing. So pick this up, slide my hand down, Pick up ever so gently. He knows I'm there. All he needs to do is give a little bit and I give back. Start again, pick up. That's me asking a question. If he answers the right way, I release. Going to pick up. Ever so gently and politely ask to give. He gives, I release. Pick up. I know there's a lot of flies. I know. Another mental note, fly spray. Just hold. There. How about I help you get rid of some of these flies, eh? Just don't kick me by accident. That's all right, Najm. Here we go. Pick up gently. That is more than enough for me. Very nice feel. And remember what we were saying with the lunging? It felt heavy on my hands. Well, this is the first step to helping him with that. And we're almost at the end of the session in terms of the types of exercise or things that we're going to do or ask him to do. But the last thing that we're going to be asking for is for him just to walk calmly and gently over those poles. So very gently asking here. Give, I give. I ask gently. Gently ask. You give, I give. Oh, there we go. You give, I give. Good boy, Najm. Here. You give, I give. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Hello. Good boy. Just gentle. No need to move the feet. Good. So he took a deep breath in just before he let it all out, and he actually gave to my hand as if he was preparing himself to relax. Oh, aren't you cute? Good boy. So that's good enough for me. And we're going to finish this off. Just maybe he'll probably start off trotting over the poles, but I'm going to keep going. Maybe do what I do normally is help them to slow down by walking into their hindquarters a little bit, getting them to yield. Okay, he's feeling super chilled now. Almost to the extent maybe he's like, okay, who's this harmless, useless creature that's holding a red flag? Good. So even though I brought up that pressure there, he's still willing to walk. Hey, we could have fixed all these issues already. I don't know. How about if I ask you to trot? Now I'm going to ask you to walk. Just relax my energy. Good boy. Good boy. Change my intention from the inside. Look at that. Rewind this video. Go back to the very beginning of this session. Do a before and after. Look at how we started. Look at how he's progressed in such a tiny amount of time. Lots of potential for us to really help him understand, to stay calm and relaxed, even when we're in somewhat stressful situations, as in when we're going around a jumping course in a canter. Yeah, but we'll build up to that. Good boy. And I like the fact that now I can raise my flag without him overreacting. He just picks up his speed now. He doesn't jump out of his skin. Okay, now I can ask him to come back to a walk. Just breathe out. Good. Excellent. Now that he's done that, finish off with what? Desensitizing. And I'm actually going to start with just this side. This is the scary side for him. He's a little bit less trusting on this side, so I may increase that pressure a little bit because he understands the concept now that I'm not going to hurt him. I'm not going to hurt him, and it's up to him now to put a little bit of trust in me, to say, okay, I'm willing to give this a go. You can do it. You can do it. Give it a go. Tolerate it just a little longer. Good. Saw a little bit of blinking in his eyes. Good job. You need to know you've done a good job, huh? Okay. So this is the right side to make sure that we end the session on, where we just build up that trust between me and him on the side that he feels least secure on. Then I'm going to give him a nice shower. He's interested. I release it. Very good. Excellent. And let him stand for about half an hour and soak in what we've just done today. Good boy. Good boy. Again, a couple of final thoughts on the first session with Najm is I see that there is a little bit of potential here to work with him and get him over the, let's say, the symptoms that are causing problems for the rider. I think, because I watched the rider, a young lady, she's phenomenal at staying on and being able to, let's say, direct an exploding rocket in the right direction. And I think what we could do is, after I've done a few sessions with him, is maybe work with the rider a little bit to understand how to get into his mind a bit more and how to help him relax in these types of situations so that he's able to have a clear mind and be waiting to respond to her polite requests. And then they're just going to have to build on that. I think he's a nice horse. Could be a little heavy on the hands. I don't know yet, but can't fix everything in one day. Until next time, thanks.